So Jason, you're here this week teaching a bowl carving class, and there's a ton of tools here that are brand new to a lot of people. Can you tell us what they are and what they do?
Sure. Let's go through the tools for bowl carving one by one, and I'll illustrate briefly what they do. The first tool that you would think of for doing a bowl would be for carving the hollow, and that tool is an adze. So an adze is a tool that has a blade turned 90 degrees to the handle, whereas a hatchet or an axe has a blade that's in line with the handle. So they're first cousins in the tool world. They both are swung, they both have blades, but they do two different things. So the adze is used extensively for hollowing, doing the initial rough hollowing of the bowl. Once that's done, we move on to a series of curved chisels called gouges. You see that they come in different sweeps or different steepness of the curve, and we use that either striking with a mallet or by pushing to smooth out that interior curve. Now, with a bowl, we have this deep center part, and it's a little bit difficult to get to. So the gouges we use have a variety of bends. Like this is a slight bent gouge for bowl carving, and then this is one that I'm just beginning to make that has a severe bend. Some people call it a dog leg or a swan neck or whatever. I call it a bottoming gouge for getting down into the very bottom of a hollow form like a bowl. It's very efficient, cutting across the grain and leaves a very smooth finish. For the exterior of the bowl, we use a variety of tools. The bulk of it is carved away with a hatchet, and yes, it's surprising for a lot of modern woodworkers that a hatchet is actually a woodworker's tool, and even house carpenters up until relatively recently used hatchets for trimming joints and doing different things. But we use this for roughing out the outside of the bowl. Then we move on to tools like the draw knife. This is one of my favorite tools of all time. It's used by chair makers, it's used by spoon carvers, bowl carvers, and it is both a rough, coarse, fast-acting tool and can be used with great finesse, and this is used for the size of the bowl. Finishing after that draw knife, we have a similar tool called a spokeshave. This is similar to the draw knife, but smaller, and it's got a narrower blade that is set into this handle or stock, and it gives you depth control, so you can adjust the depth where it will only cut a certain thickness of shaving. Now, the tools we use for hollowing are not exclusive to the interior of the bowl. For this end grain, for the end of the bowl, we'll often rough that out with an adze and finish it with a gouge as well. You see this wonderful gouge texture on the end grain of this bowl. So tons of tools? Not really. With that basic kit, we do most of it. We will do some leveling of the top and of the bottom of the bowl using just a regular number 5 jack plane or something similar to that on a workbench like a lot of woodworkers are familiar with. There's a few other tools here and there, some layout tools, pencils and dividers and compass if you want to do that, and various curves to lay out the design.
Cool. So it's pretty easy to get a small kit together and be able to do bowl carving and spoon carving, and those look like they would pack up pretty easily, so you could take them with you wherever you were going.
They do, and that's one of the appeals to spoon and bowl carving today, is that you don't need a big workshop, you don't need massive amounts of power equipment, and even if you were to buy the most expensive, handcrafted, top-of-the-line wood carving tools for spoons and bowls, you're still out less the price of a new big table saw, and it still fits in 1 or 2 little tool totes, so you can take it anywhere. It's really quite wonderful and very portable.
Cool. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.